People always say that when someone truly loves you, you can feel it. I believed that for years. Looking back now, I realize I wasn't feeling love at all. I was feeling hope. Hope can be dangerous when it's placed in the wrong hands. If someone had told me 3 years ago that the man I trusted more than anyone would become the reason I questioned my own worth, I would have laughed. I would have defended him without hesitation. I would have said they didn't know him the way I did. Because that's what love does. It makes you believe that the person holding your heart would never be the one to break it. My name is Emily, and this is the story of how the man I thought I couldn't live without became the man who couldn't accept that I no longer needed him. But before all of that, before the tears, before the sleepless nights, before the regret, there was a girl who believed she had finally found her forever. That girl was me. I first met Daniel on a rainy Thursday afternoon. I wasn't looking for love. Honestly, I was trying to survive another exhausting work week. I had just left the office, balancing a laptop bag on one shoulder while struggling to hold an umbrella against the wind. The rain kept finding ways to soak me anyway. As I hurried across the street, my coffee slipped from my hand. The cup hit the sidewalk and burst open, splashing across my shoes. "Great," I muttered. "That's one way to end the day." Before I could bend down to clean the mess, someone stepped beside me. "You look like you could use another coffee." I looked up. He was smiling. Not the kind of smile people force to be polite. It looked genuine, warm, comforting, like he had known me for years instead of just a few seconds. "I'm Daniel," he said. "I'm Emily." He pointed toward the cafe across the street. My treat. Normally, I never accepted invitations from strangers. But something about him made saying no feel impossible. Maybe it was the rain. Maybe it was fate. Or maybe I simply wanted to believe that good things still happen to ordinary people. That cup of coffee turned into a 2-hour conversation. 2 hours became dinner the following weekend. Dinner became long evening walks. The walks became weekends together. Without realizing it, Daniel had quietly become part of every corner of my life. He remembered everything. My favorite flower, the songs I played while driving, how I always ordered extra pickles with my burgers, the fact that I hated thunderstorms but loved listening to rain when I was safely indoors. He noticed little things no one else ever did. When I was tired, he'd bring me my favorite tea before I even asked. If work stressed me out, he'd leave encouraging notes in my lunch bag. He celebrated every small success, like it was the biggest achievement in the world. "You deserve happiness," he'd always say, "and I'll spend every day making sure you have it." Who wouldn't fall in love with someone like that? I certainly did. Completely. 6 months later, everyone around us was calling us the perfect couple. My friends adored him. My parents trusted him. Even my younger sister, who usually disliked every guy I dated, admitted he seemed different. "He actually listens," she whispered one afternoon. "Don't let this one go." I smiled. "I won't." At the time, I meant it. There were little moments that should have made me pause. Tiny cracks hidden beneath a beautiful painting. But love has a strange way of covering warning signs with excuses. One evening I told Daniel I planned to have dinner with 2 co-workers after work. His smile faded for just a second. "Oh, just dinner?" "Yeah." "Who's going?" "Rachel and Jason." He nodded slowly. "I just miss you." It sounded sweet, possessive, but sweet. "I'll only be gone a couple of hours." He kissed my forehead. "I know. I just wish you wanted to spend every free moment with me." I laughed. "I practically do." "I know," he smiled. "I just love having you around." At the time, I thought it was romantic. Now I understand what it really was. Control often introduces itself wearing the mask of affection. Months passed. Life felt peaceful, predictable, comfortable. I thought comfort meant security. I had no idea comfort could also make you ignore uncomfortable truths. Daniel slowly became involved in every decision I made. What apartment I should rent, which job offer I should accept, where we should spend holidays, which friends truly cared about me. At first, his advice always sounded reasonable. I only want what's best for you. How could I argue with that? Eventually, I stopped making decisions without asking him first. Not because he demanded it, because I trusted him completely. Or at least, I thought I did. One Friday evening, we sat on my apartment balcony, watching the city lights. He wrapped his arm around me. "You know, I've been thinking." I smiled. "That usually means you're about to surprise me." He chuckled. "Maybe. I think we should move in together." My heart skipped. It felt like the natural next step. Everything seemed perfect. Everyone expected it. And I wanted it too. "I'd love that," I whispered. His smile grew wider than I'd ever seen. He hugged me tightly. So it settled. I had never seen him look happier. Neither had I. I thought we were building a future together. I didn't realize I was giving him even more space to quietly reshape my life around his. Living together felt exciting. The first few weeks were filled with laughter, cooking disasters, movie nights, late-night ice cream runs, the kind of memories people post online with captions about finding their soulmate. Our apartment looked like something from a magazine. Plants in the windows, framed vacation photos, soft blankets on the couch. Everything looked perfect. From the outside, we were the couple people envied. Inside, something had begun to change. It happened so slowly that I barely noticed. If I wanted to visit my parents alone, Daniel looked disappointed. If I spent too long talking to co-workers, he became unusually quiet afterward. If I mentioned an old male friend, he changed the subject almost immediately. Never angry, never shouting, just enough silence to make me feel guilty. Eventually, I started avoiding anything that might upset him. Not because he told me to, because I wanted peace. That was the first compromise. Then came another, and another, until one day I realized I had quietly rearranged my entire life around keeping one person happy. I didn't notice how much of myself had disappeared, because I was too busy protecting the relationship, and relationships can survive a lot of things, except when only one person is doing all the protecting. One evening, while folding laundry, I found a receipt in Daniel's jacket pocket. It was from an expensive restaurant. 2 dinners, a bottle of wine, dessert. The date caught my attention. According to his schedule, he had been working late that night. For a moment, a strange feeling settled in my chest. Not suspicion, just confusion. When he came home, I held up the receipt. "Hey, what's this?" He barely looked at it. "Oh, business meeting. At 9 o'clock. The client was only available then." Oh, that was all. No hesitation, no nervousness, just a calm answer. I nodded. "Okay." And I believed him. Because when you love someone deeply, you don't search for lies. You search for reasons to keep believing. I folded the receipt, dropped it into the trash, and unknowingly, I threw away the first warning my heart had tried to give me. I wish I could tell you that everything changed after I found that receipt. I wish I could say I trusted my instincts, asked the hard questions, and uncovered the truth right then. But that's not what happened. Instead, life went on. The next morning, Daniel woke up before me. The smell of pancakes drifted through the apartment, mixing with the scent of fresh coffee. By the time I walked into the kitchen, he had breakfast waiting on the table. He looked up with that familiar smile. "Morning, beautiful." I smiled back. "What's all this for?" He shrugged. "Do I need a reason to spoil my favorite person?" Those words melted away the uneasiness I had felt the night before. I sat across from him, and we laughed about silly things: his failed attempt to flip a pancake, the neighbor's noisy dog, the movie we had watched before bed. Everything felt normal, comforting, safe. That's the strange thing about manipulation. It rarely looks like manipulation while you're living through it. It looks like kindness, like thoughtfulness, like someone who just loves you a little more than everyone else. And that's exactly why it's so hard to recognize. Over the following weeks, Daniel became even more attentive. If I mentioned I was tired, he'd insist on making dinner. If I had a stressful meeting at work, flowers would appear on the kitchen counter before I got home. Sometimes he'd leave handwritten notes inside my purse. "You've got this. I'm proud of you. Don't forget how amazing you are." My co-workers thought I was lucky. Rachel smiled one afternoon when she saw another bouquet on my desk. "I swear, Emily, Daniel is setting the bar way too high." I laughed. "I know. You better never let him go." "I don't plan to." Those words felt true. At least, they did back then. Not everyone shared Rachel's excitement. My younger sister, Lily, noticed things I didn't. She came over one Saturday afternoon while Daniel was out grocery shopping. We spent an hour reorganizing my closet.